Welcome in, everyone. This is Let's Play Fallout 3 with your boy, Bust Glocks. I don't really put much stock into these types of things, so I'm just going to skip through this. The special skills are as follows. I'm going to be doing an energy weapons build, on-site procurement only, which means I can't buy any type of ammo or weapons. Tag skills, gotta reset these. Energy weapons, lockpick. Speech, looks good to me. Finished, and exit the vault. Now, this game is 13, no, wait. How 18 years old now? So, I'm not gonna really be going over much of the game. This is mainly gonna be for people that have already played it already. But, you know, we'll touch on some of the points as we go. This isn't normally the base starting position. We're level 1 up already, so do this, do this, do some more in speech, and a couple in repair. And then we're gonna do, I guess Lady Killer works. Anyway, so this game's 18 years old at this point. If you haven't played it yet, what are you doing? What can I say? We'll touch on some of the points, but for the most part, we're just going to be playing the game. There are people that also have the DLCs in, but I don't know if we'll get to the DLCs. We'll see how far along I get with this. Now, there's several different types of people that do Let's Plays. I'm sort of the old school type. Now, I have never done this before. I've done it sparingly. We'll get into that. I'm going to mainly be using this as almost like a video journal series. I don't really expect anybody to watch, but if you pop in and get some of my thoughts on some things, then, you know, we'll take that. Hopefully we're done loading in DLCs now. And first things first, before we hit Megaton, we're going to take a walk right over to this house right here. My health is in the shitter, so we're going to have to figure that out. But like I was saying, there's three types of Let's Players. There's people who focus on the gameplay, people who do lore, and then people who use it more so as a vessel for just putting their thoughts onto the screen. We're coming here. Who's Moriarty? We'll try it. Alright, well, maybe Moriarty's right. You are just a junkie. I'll deal with junkies. Oh, almost forgot the controls. Now, I always do this just starting out because it's a good way to get some extra... Jesus, shot her head right off. Get some extra caps and such. Steal the Psycho. Come check the cabinet. Yeah, take all that. Let's do in here. We'll take that stuff. Take some food. I think that's good. Anyway, it's a good way to get some early stuff and equipment. Moving on, we're gonna head on up to Megaton and do all that. So, what made me specifically sit down today and decide to turn on the recording and fuss with the settings for, God, had to have been a half an hour's worth of work just to figure out how to get it working. But I decided, I was actually, it's actually a funny story. I was out on a walk today, which is like my preferred method of just, you know, sometimes you just got to get out of the house and get moving. You can't sit around all day. But I was just going for a walk and I was doing a lot of thinking. And I was like, man, like, it's funny. I was watching older YouTube videos while I was on my walk. It's probably like a 2-hour walk or something like that. Maybe 2.5-hour walk. And, alright, so real quick before we get into that story, let's talk to Lucas Sims. Appreciate you. Nice town you got. We'll be polite. We're not going to be an asshole in this playthrough. Use the directions. Actually, no. Let's talk about something else. Let's discuss the bomb. Someone should disarm that. I'll see about doing it. Hey, look at that. Passing that speed check gets us a couple extra caps for our trouble. Heading on down. Pardon me. So, I'm out my walk, and alright, well, loot one. Let's do this real quick, if I have it. Yeah, I do. I don't think there's a way you can fail that, but I could be wrong, but I've never failed it. So I'm out for my walk, and I decide that I just kind of want to put my thoughts in the video form. I used to watch a lot of, now you get the key to the house, that's good. We can drop our stuff. Oh, another level up. Man, there's just so much stuff going on right now. Do some more in repair. Energy weapons to 45. Speed to 42. Looks good. And I don't really like any of the perks that just give you 5 extra points at anything, so we'll just do intense training. And we'll throw one more in perception. You never want to put any of your attributes above 9 because you can get a bobblehead that'll jack them up to 10. And if you put them at 10, then it just does nothing for you. But anyway, so I'm watching these older YouTube videos, and a lot of them are just Call of Duty commentaries from back in the day. Now, if you guys don't know much about that, essentially, it was this weird phenomenon where you would play Call of Duty, get a decent gameplay. And a decent gameplay could be anything from, I don't know, like you go, 30 kills, no deaths, right? Something crazy. Or it could even be like something just manageable, like 30 and 15, like 2 to 1, right? And you would get these, and then you would just talk over it. I'm just going to pick up this quest real quick, because this is where we're going to get our first laser weapon. I'm going to do that real quick. So you would do these things where you were commentating over these gameplays, and over time it evolved from, you were talking specifically about the gameplay, your strategies, your tactics, and you would evolve from that into discussing, different things that are going on in your life, or different things you're doing that day. Essentially like a precursor to a vlog, but vlogs still kind of existed. It's really weird, but you kind of latched on more so to certain people because of their personalities as opposed to the gameplay itself, right? Which is sort of what I'm doing here. Like, the gameplay's fine and all that, but we're playing Fallout 3 more as like me and a group of people just having a discussion and sitting down, almost like sitting on the couch with your buddy playing like a split screen game back in the day. That really doesn't exist anymore, but bear with me, just use your imagination. Actually, let me set my quest real quick to the Wasteland Survival Guide, and we'll go ahead on over to the supermarket and do all that. So I'm out and I'm listening to these commentaries, and I'm just realizing, like, I have a bunch of things I'd like to talk about and just kind of like put to paper, but I don't really feel like sitting down and writing a journal, right? Because it's not really my thing. And I've been doing YouTube videos for years now. Oh, what do we got? Oh, wrong button. Doing YouTube videos for years now in various forms. I've done the Call of Duty commentaries when I was younger, like way younger. I'm talking like 14, right? And I'm much older now. I did 14 when I was doing that, and then in my early 20s I tried the gaming stuff again, which is probably where this video is going to end up on that channel, with a whole bunch of like Hunt Showdown clips and all that. But it's going to be a little bit of a shock for the 4 people that were subscribed and waiting for more content. And then I tried like some IRL stuff. I did some shooting videos and things like that, like shooting firearms and all that. And I'll, at some point, if anybody's curious, I'll link to that channel because it's still up and people still subscribe to it. But I'd done multiple forays into YouTube before. What's that? Oh, Hitman. Fuck. All right, we don't have to. These guys are like well armored, so we're not. Can even mess with them. And this way. random encounters in Fallout 3. This is one of them. You could have a myriad of things happen here, but the Hitman being here is one of them. So we're gonna head on down here while those guys despawn. So I've done YouTube before. It's not really a thing that's foreign to me. So I figure, let me just sit down in front of a camera. Or not a camera, I guess. Sit down in front of a computer. I can play Fallout 3. It's a game I know well enough to get through and hit the highlights of the game. And then I can just, use this more as a vessel for putting my thoughts out there and things that I've been thinking about. So these are going to be half an hour segments. We're probably like 7-8 minutes into this one now. So what do I want to talk about today is the question. What is my journal entry for I don't know when this will get uploaded, but it's currently the 10th of November 2025. I think she's a Grandma Sparkle. All right.
Well, look at
It's
this.
just a merchant. What are you doing out here? Is there anything going on? I'm interested in trading. I'm doing on-site procurement for all my stuff, so I can't buy anything. I just gotta, I can sell things and get the caps, but I can't buy any ammunition. And I really want to not... Is that that's a giant... Oh, there's Brian Wilkes. Damn it, he's gonna come running up to me. So kids can't die, so I'm gonna leave that. He can deal with that scorpion. That's a little bit above my current pay grade, so yeah, fuck that. So anyway, the thing I wanted to talk about today was... I guess an extension of Call of Duty commentary. Yeah, I know. Those what? Alright, calm down. I'll help. I'll go find your pop. Ooh, if you pass that, you get a key for a dumpster that's full of fragrance. Ooh, yeah, no, not going that way. This is the thing about Fallout 3 is you'll get stuff like this, like giant rad scorpion just out in the open. It's almost like playing New Vegas with Wild Wasteland at all times. It's a little outrageous sometimes. So today, the thing I wanted to talk about, what is this? See? There's a fridge right out in the middle of nowhere. What the fuck? Alright. Anyway, let's head on back to the Super Duper Mart. Hopefully not Dot. Alright. Is he leaving? No, he's not leaving. Alright. You gotta kind of cheese him like this. This is lame, but what are you gonna do? So, I'm out for my walk today, and I'm listening to... There's a YouTube channel that re-uploads old Call of Duty commentaries, right? And if you don't know how big this phenomenon was, like, if you weren't around for it, then I can't really describe it to you because it kind of was like the perfect match. You had a video game franchise that came into its golden age right around the same time that YouTube also came into a golden age. I would say 2007 to 2012, in my opinion, is the golden age of that. I don't keep up with it anymore. I'm not even sure if there's people out there that still do, traditional Call of Duty commentaries. All right, these guys want a fight, so that is good because they look like they have melee weapons, so we might be able to cheese this as well. Get some decent armor out of it. So I'm listening to this YouTube channel that re-uploads old commentaries because it's been years now. Like 2007 is right around the time that this video game came out, Fallout 3. So you look at how old this is. A lot of these people took down all of their content or had it forcibly taken down for them. I'll equip this armor real quick because this is way better. Yeah, you see, there's just so much stuff in my inventory. I'm going to have to get back and sell. Anyway, so a lot of these people had years of videos uploaded, thousands of videos uploaded, and they're gone now. People that, specific examples I can come up with, the people I watched, Wings of Redemption, big one. He I guess not recently, but sort of relatively recently, like within a couple of years, took down all of his old commentaries. Like I guess it wasn't something that he was keen on reliving. I guess he had a rough go with things in the YouTube space. So he took down all of that. It was like a harsh reminder, and he didn't want that reminder, so he took it all down. And I get that, but a lot of these videos are sort of like television shows, like The Sopranos. Like imagine if The Sopranos just got taken down because David Chase was like, no, I'm not proud of this product anymore. I want to get rid of it, right? Everybody was like, what? No, The Sopranos? Like, you got to keep that up. Not to compare Wings of Redemption's gameplays with The Sopranos, but it's in a similar vein, Like, these YouTube videos were almost treated as television for younger audiences. Specifically, I guess I was, 2008. I was 14, roughly. So young and impressionable and all that. But it's a shame because a lot of these videos aren't available anymore, and there's people out there that try and re-upload them, and I don't know if they're accruing revenue from it. I guess that would be like a gray area. Like if you're making money off of this, it's probably not a good thing because you're sort of taking money out of the pockets of the people that actually made the content originally. But I mean, there's an audience out there for it, so at a certain point, you just gotta deal with it. Now, there's other people that have had immense controversy and had their stuff forcibly taken down. The big one that I can think of was Only Use Me Blade, and he had a huge, like, I don't know, he like fell off a cliff or something, got into drinking real bad, and just couldn't keep it together, and all of his YouTube videos ended up getting taken down because he got so many strikes on his channel for. I think he said a lot of things he shouldn't have said. A lot of, I think he said the N-word a whole bunch. Don't do that. Like, if you're looking to have a career on YouTube, definitely don't fucking do that. Who's got a shotgun? Fuck. And on top of that, he had like some controversy where he was getting like really drunk and may have assaulted a woman. I'm not too familiar with the details. I'm gonna die to this guy. This is not good. I'm not too familiar with the details of it, but just know he did some things that are abhorrent and rightfully got his channel taken down. But much like an artist, and I don't want to compare Only Use Me Blade to an artist, I'm sure he would laugh at that statement. But much like an artist, you have to sometimes separate the art from the artwork. To an extent, I would say there's certain, like obviously, the artist tells you, or I don't know if tells you is the right way to put it. The artwork is influenced by the artist's personality and artist's beliefs and all these different things, right? That influences his artwork. But as a 13, 14-year-old kid watching somebody run around and stab people, I just liked watching the funny man on YouTube make the giggle, I guess, or whatever you would say. This is a very lizard brain type of deal. And with all that being said, I really miss that time. Maybe it's like a rose-tinted glasses type deal, but I really enjoyed those videos. I couldn't get enough of them. I liked tuning in weekly and checking out the Woody's Gamer tags and the Wings Redemptions and seeing the games they were getting and all that. Here's the lock-picking minigame. Let's see if I can do this. It's a very easy terminal, but hey, it could be easier, I suppose. So I'm going on these walks, I'm listening to these old commentaries, and I was like, man, like this is the YouTube that I liked. It was less about, corporatized, just, we're making content because we've done the studies and we've seen that, oh man, that's not it. That's not it either. Pardon me, let me just... There we go. Alright. So, I don't know, the modern YouTube, you know, just corporatized. Like, we've done the studies and figured out that we can keep viewer retention by doing these different things. Like, that's not creative. Like, as soon as they found out a way to make a buck off of this, they just ruined it. And there's people out there that do really good stuff. You know, they're doing terrific work and making, I would call making YouTube videos an art to an extent, right? There's people out there that are still, you know, in the old vein of YouTube, but a lot of it now is just so corporatized, and it's kind of disgusting because it's just pandering. Like, you have to realize at a certain point, like, no, that person's not saying that or playing that game because they enjoy it. They're doing it because they've figured out that they're able to keep audience retention by doing that. And audience retention equals X amount of views, which equals X amount of revenue over a certain period of time, right? And I don't know. I just don't... I don't know if I don't like it. I definitely don't like it. I don't think I even respect it as, like, you know, you're doing it as a job, which, yeah, fine, but taking something that was an art, right? Like, would you ever compare, this is going to sound really stupid and uneducated, but would you ever compare a Picasso, right? Like a Picasso painting to, I don't know, like wall art sold at Walmart, right? Like, just computer generated, somebody sat down and generated this picture of flowers or something like that, right? Would you ever consider that to be on the same level? Well, I mean, to an extent. Sorry. Edit that out. Future bust Glocks, you know? Edit that out. What are you doing? So I don't know. I think it's undeniable that a person that creates, you know, computer generated artwork to be sold at Walmart is generating revenue enough to, you know, make a living off of. But I wouldn't call them an artist by any means. They're using a medium to make a living, right? Which, there's nothing wrong with making a living if you're, you know, passionate about it and you're doing it. But a lot of these people just aren't passionate. They're just, you know, checking boxes. They're, you know, oh, this guy better not run outside because they get real annoying when they do that. Thank God. Alright. Let's go get our first energy weapon here, fellas. Let's get that done. So all that to say, I enjoy the older style of YouTube of people just... Let's dump a few of these. We don't need to carry all this. Can't even repair that. I don't think I need reading glasses. All that to say, I don't like that. I prefer the old school. You do it because you enjoy it and you like it. And if you happen to make money on it, then you happen to make money off of it. You know, that's just an added bonus. But yeah, so that pretty much sums up why I decided to do this whole thing right here. Is because I don't expect to ever make money doing this, and it's pretty cool to just kind of have like a video journal to say, right? And all that also to say that I really miss those old YouTube videos. I wish, you know, the people that voluntarily took their videos down, like the Wings of Redemptions, I wish they put them back up because it's a part of the culture of YouTube itself, right? Those videos, if you watch them today, like watching a 36-6 domination game on Subbase from 12-15 years ago doesn't have any real significance in the cultural zeitgeist of, you know, humanity itself. But in that small little corner of YouTube, in the small little corner of the people that are now I mean, Jesus, I'm 30 at this point, so I'm way older now. But the 30-year-olds who were teenagers back then watching those videos, it meant a little something to us, and we enjoyed that. And it would be cool to relive. And, you know, you got to realize that a lot of those people at the time, like I'm older than most of those guys were back when they started doing that, right? Like, you know, mid-20s guys. I'm well older than them now. And looking back on it, I'm like, Jesus, like, there really was no, like, playbook of things that you could, like, follow to know what to do and to know how to behave and, you know, handle this small corner of the internet that you have fame in, right? That's pretty cool and interesting to think about. It's a nice little case study. I feel like it could be, if you look at the way that some people took it. And I think the best example of this is, you know, you look at the people that were a little older, like the people that are my age now, like Woody's Gamertag, who was older, came into it, was already an established professional. I got the food and medicine. There's an intelligence check. Ready to continue. Do the radiation real quick. This is really easy. You just go out to the bomb crater and drink the water there, and you'll get over 600 rads. And they all get healed up at the end of the this little quest anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so it's interesting to see the people that were better equipped to handle the money and the small, minuscule amount of fame you got, and notoriety and all that. And to see that, you know, a guy like Woody's Gamertag took it and ran with it and made a real life out of it, and is now, like, comfortably retired, doing his thing. He's still one of the ones that are active. He's not doing gameplay commentaries anymore, of course, because that's all just kind of went by the wayside. But, you know, he still does his podcast every week, and it's still, you know, every now and again I'll get like 1 or 2 episodes a year in and just, you know, catch up and see how they're doing. And, you know, there's guys like Always Be Blade that have completely fallen off a cliff. There you go. Do the perception check. You get healed from the radiation. We'll let this play out real quick.
Maybe a few happy thoughts. Well, you're alive.
Do the landmines, head to the minefield. So we'll do this. We'll get the landmine, head back, and we'll call it. So we're probably like 5 minutes out. So let me wrap this up. So all that to say that I'm so glad that I wasn't one of those people that blew up and became a big-time Call of Duty streamer. It wasn't going to happen, obviously. You had to get really lucky and be entertaining. And I was 14 with a squeaker voice and not entertaining at all, had no life experience, had nothing of interest to talk about. What was I going to sit down and say legitimately, right? At some point, if this gets enough of a viewing that people are like, hey, I'm kind of curious, like, what were those old videos like? I have a couple of them left. They're saved on my computer. They are from, I think, 2010, 2011? So 14 years old now? No, I had to be younger than that. Yeah, probably 2009, 2010, right? So, like, I was a 14-year-old kid with a high-pitched, squeaky voice and was in freshman year of high school or 8th grade. Like, what was I going to sit down and talk about exactly? I had to have been one of those people that was like, okay, so we're going to have 11-1 here on launch, and we're going to talk about the route I decided to go when I went down this map. And if you look in Search and Destroy, you want to run these perks for the first round because, you know, nobody has UAV. And then in the second and third round, you want to run with this. And then this is like your emergency all out, like, I need to get a win now class, like, whatever. That was how it was going to have to be. And I just wasn't equipped enough to make an actual go at it. It's actually funny because I look back on that and I just laugh. Like, every now and then again, I'll just go back and listen to those videos and I'm like, Jesus, what was I thinking? How could I have possibly thought that this was going to be a thing? But all that to say, I don't regret that. Like, it's embarrassing now to an extent, but, you know, if that's the most embarrassing thing you can get me on, like, oh well. Oh, actually, what am I doing? I have a, where is it at? There it is. I have a laser gun now. We use his laser pistol. I'm gonna try and bogart these rounds though, because this is really all I got for a long while. So, you know, I don't regret being a cringy 14-year-old, and it is funny to go back and watch those videos, and I would love to share them with you guys at some point, because I can go back and laugh at them. I can only imagine somebody who's like, what the fuck? Like, you really thought this was a good idea? Like, I just wish... I would love to share that with people, because it's hysterical to laugh at kids who are doing stupid stuff, right? Like, we can all agree. Ah, man, 2 on a bloat fly for 1 XP is not a good exchange rate. This thing's already falling apart. So, I don't know. I was listening to some Only Use Me Blade videos pre-Crash Out. Let me just, preface that. And you know what? It's actually kind of sad too. And I don't mean to harp on Blade specifically, because I don't want to like kick a person while they're down. Oh Jesus, here we go. I would hate to kick a person while they're down, right? But just listening to those commentaries from 2010, 2011, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, right? Like, oh, this is a terrible exchange rate, but this guy's gonna go. He's gonna follow me to the ends of the earth. There we go. See, I don't want to kick him when he's down, but just listening to those videos back now, like, it's bad. It's kind of sad, right? Because you can look at it with hindsight and know that, like, geez, like 15 years later, and like I think it started coming off the rails well before today. Like, I don't think he's on any platform anymore. He's gotten banned off Twitch and YouTube and all that. I don't know of him being on any platform, but all the Crash Out came years ago, and you can just see it. You can see it leading up to it. Like, I clicked on a video, and it was like classic Blade commentaries for an hour, right? And the first video is like, okay, so here's how you go out and drink properly, and here's tips and tricks for how to drink. And I'm like, jeez, like, man, like, that's the one that... Of all the videos I had to click on, that was the one that we're leading off. We're not talking about like how to get the knife in Modern Warfare 2 by using the default class that has the tack knife. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how to get drunk. It's like, oh. And it kind of like shattered an illusion, right? Because, you have these rose-tinted glasses. You've watched these videos years ago. And I can barely remember them. I remember that one specifically, I guess, because it left an impact. But... You watch these videos years ago, and you kind of forget, especially because now, like, I'm older, like I'm a full blown, like, been an adult for a long while now. Like, it's just seeing it, and you're like, ah, oh, man, like 14-year-old me had no idea. You just have to come here, right? You just have to get it to. Did I get it to pop? Yeah, I did. All right, so you just have to get the actual thing to pop, I believe, and grab. Oh, you got to travel to the playground. Fuck. I'm gonna blow up here. I forgot about that. Alright. Energy weapons up, repair up, and speech. Really just focusing on those. And always get educated at level 4. You get 2 extra skill points per level up. So now I gotta not... Actually, real quick, let me just do this. I always miss a few here. And you gotta get... Oh, yeah, and you gotta deal with the sniper blowing up cars in your face. I'm gonna back up here a little bit. It is funny to watch those videos with hindsight and with an adult brain and not a 9th grade brain. You have different priorities in life, and man, just seeing it and hearing the things he discusses in his commentaries, and I probably listened to an hour's worth. Like, the full video was an hour, right? Oh, and he's gonna blow up that car. There we go. All right, so we can get out of here now. He's shooting me with a sniper rifle. That's rude. His name's Arkansas, and he's an escaped slave from Paradise Falls. He's always hostile towards you. I think there's a quest where you can grab pretty much a stun gun and send him back to be a slave. But don't do that. Jesus Christ. Like, why would you do that? It's fucking terrible. Alright, so we're far enough away. So let's head on back to Megaton, turn this quest in, and we'll call it here. I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble. I'm gonna try and be a little more clear and concise on the next one. This is really just just kind of getting used to it. Never, well, at least as an adult, have never done this before. And oh man, you gotta do the waiting thing. And watch, it opens at 9, of course. You know, like one of those boomers just standing outside for 2 hours. Yep, it opens at 9. Let's do that real quick.
How are those hot little...
Got to the minefield. This leads first chapter, right? Ready to research the next one. Mole rats. I'll test out the repellent for you. Gotta go. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed my ramblings. If you did, like, subscribe, do all the things that help this video grow and get seen by more people. I don't expect anybody to watch it, but it'd be pretty cool that, you know, if we ever finish this playthrough of this game and talking about my various thoughts, yeah, maybe we get a little following behind this. That'd be pretty neat. Anyway, I appreciate you guys, and ooh, do I want to do this? All right, fine. Why not? Peace and butt grease.